I guess you weren't understanding what he was saying because he wasn't even talking about what you were asking. He was going to a different topic. And that is also why I dropped him. Because when someone asks me a question and I answer it, and it's somebody else talks about a different thing, that is the same as just like disconnecting from the conversation. We're not on that topic. I never asked for the definition of a word, so I don't know what he was on about. But since you were silent, I thought that he was speaking for you because you didn't say, "Wait, what? That's not what's going on." Exactly.
Yo,
Like
bro, I'm
what?
lost.
Yeah, let me try to find you. Okay, so again, you asked me a question, I answered it, and then he's talking about definition of words. And then you don't want to speak over somebody, but
Hold
you're the
on.
one who asked me the question. You're the one
When he was when
like
he was
what?
asking for the definition of words,
No,
that
he
was
was
before
explaining a
I
definition to
when,
me.
okay. When he was explaining it, my bad. That was before I answered my question. But all right, at least you're getting off topic, man. All right, look, explain to me. Well, other than what you've just said about why shouldn't kids be in public, don't belong in public.
There's no
Other
other
than what you
reason
said.
beside there's no other reason than what I just told you.
Okay.
So
So what's your solution then? Because you see these
for them
people.
not to go in public, I guess for them to stay no, for them to stay in their house until they learn how to behave.
Look, then you're just gonna raise children to be very. And we're living in a day and age where everyone's on their phone, everyone's on their computer, and they're already antisocial. So by kids staying in their homes all day, what you're suggesting, they're just going to be so much more antisocial and just never have friends. It's not natural for these kids to do that. They should be going out and playing. You know, they should like if they're going to make a ruckus because they're kids, like all right, fine. But you see a kid making a ruckus, and you're like, I was a kid once. I don't care. Let him do his thing.
Okay, but what you guys don't get is that the kid is not just making a ruckus. The kid, in most instances, has tried to get some type of discipline and it's not working. So I wouldn't let, if it was mine, continue to interact with in the public if it's still not learning and the discipline's not working. So I wouldn't allow it. I don't really care what it will turn out to be. It needs to learn how to behave to order to function
That's
out in public. So the last step would be to make them not step out so they can continue being disgusting and until they know how to control themselves. That's really not that hard to comprehend or to understand.
you
Why
just
would I let a disbehaving kid who's not learning anything, the discipline things that people have been already teaching them, continue to step out in public and do that? That's not going to help nobody, especially the
that's the
child.
That's the parents' fault. When I was a kid, I
I don't care
misbehaved.
whose fault.
I
I
was
care about what's going
hold
to
on,
create what's
hold
going to
on.
create the child to not do that no more. I don't really care who's to blame. I care
When
what's
I
going to
was young,
work.
when I was younger, I would misbehave as I think everyone here would, right? But when my dad disciplined me, that taught me to act straight. Now I'm not gonna act like there are kids who do get disciplined by their parents and nothing works, right? I understand that, but what you're essentially is saying, you should keep kids locked up until they've learned to behave. Like that's no, that's just weird. If a kid has a reason, like a mental issue for playing up, like maybe it's ADHD, how is it fair on them just to lock them up in their room for all the time? I'm not saying you should let kids do whatever they want and don't discipline them. No, but what you're suggesting is just basically just keeping them locked up until they just learn um what they did wrong. But like dogs, when you hit a dog when it's done
Okay, let me
something
just
bad,
respond.
hold on. When you hit a dog when the dog's done something bad, they don't understand what they've done wrong. You just think that you're hurting them. Same with a kid. If you don't explain what they're doing is wrong and that they should stop, they're just going to keep doing it. And if they do have a medical issue, mental disorder for them for that reason to be acting up, then they should go to a therapist or something to see what they can do to help that. Microphone drop.
So you did acknowledge what I was saying. Okay, but you still feel like what I'm saying isn't good enough. So we're done.
What?
You keep on going back. Like I already explained it to you multiple times, so no. Anyways, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have a question. So
Yeah.
like, what do you mean by kids don't belong in public? Like, what do you mean by that?
You can come up when you raise your hand, Carter. So what was the question?
What do you mean? What do you mean by kids don't belong in public?
So most kids act up. Most kids are very, very disobedient. Okay, so the discipline stuff is not working. So the last option I would consider for the parent would just to be to keep them inside until they know how to behave, right? I'm not talking about the kids who you discipline them and then their actions are changing. I'm talking about the kids who even when you discipline them, they still go back and do the same thing. So the last option would be to keep them inside so they know how to behave.
Okay, but I don't think you leaving your child inside is a good idea for them
For
not
why?
to act up.
Why?
Because I mostly think that discipline will be more better.
But I just
Because,
told you,
like,
in this instance that I'm talking about, it's not been working. So let's
Okay,
not
but what if you were
say
that child? Hold on.
No, wait.
What if you were that child? How would you feel if you
I
had to
was that
stay
child.
home?
Okay, but
Okay,
so
so
wait.
so
It
but
doesn't
if you
matter
go
how
back in
the
your
child
childhood,
feels about it. It matters if it's going to work or not.
whoa, what? Children have rights just like any other adult. So
Okay, but like,
You should be quiet because I wasn't even talking to you to begin with.
wait. But I feel as
who
like,
do you think you are?
wait, excuse me. But I feel like as if you are like a kid in that situation and you are if you don't like staying inside, you are going to change your attitude. So you staying inside is not making it no better, but me personally, I think that discipline is the answer in this scenario. But just like kids don't belong in public is not a good argument.
Okay, so you're not tracking what I'm saying. So I'm going to say it one more time. Hold on.
No, wait.
I'm going to mute you for a second. Let me just...
Okay, like...
So again, you're not tracking what I'm talking about. I'm saying the discipline is not working. That is why we're resorting, or I will think the last resort will be this. So I'm not saying that if they haven't been disciplined, you just shove them in the house. No, a lot of kids, they don't listen. Most kids, they don't listen, which is, a form of discipline. So if that doesn't work, right? Then you need to put them inside until they know how to behave. That is it. It's worked on multiple people. It's worked on me. Because if you just discipline them and then you let them out in public, then they do the same thing over and over again. And then you discipline them and then they're obviously not learning. So you need to switch up the discipline. And that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, but I get what you're saying, but like, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, but I get what you're saying, but like, not all kids, like, half of the kids get disciplined and then start listening. So I don't think that you should make your personal opinion publicly, because like not all kids are just some bad kids who don't.
Can you look at the description?
Most kids don't belong. What? Like, hello?
Yeah. So no, wait. You hold up. So you can't track what I'm saying, so you're going to be sat down. So you keep on saying all, you saying half. You don't know what you're getting this from. Where are you getting this half point from? I've never said all. Either. The only kid you probably be around is your sister in the back to even make that kind of inference.
Hello.
What?
Do you have any statistics or stats backing up your claim, the generalization that most kids act up in public?
I can get you one. You want one?
Please share a source.
Okay, give me a
I
second.
only accept .gov, by the way. I don't accept .com or .org. It has to be
Well,
.gov.
why?
Well, what do you mean why? You said you're an adult. No, they would teach you why .gov is the most reputable.
See, this
source
is why
for-
I kicked you down, because you're disrupting me.
How am I disrespecting you?
You said, "Oh, you're an adult. You're supposed to learn." No, don't tell me what I'm supposed to know. All right, so I'm gonna give you a source.
That's not being disrespectful.
And what is the source
Also, you
behind
don't know
that?
an adolescent is what you're debating.
All right,
kids.
bye. You're done. There's no point of you coming back up if you have the same type of attitude. See, you need to be locked up in that house until you learn. Anyways, hello. Do you have a voice? Okay, I'm gonna ban you. You're out. Yep. Okay, no voice, no chance. Hello.
Hey, we can give the me about like a year. Hey, my mom's calling.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Do you know how to
I
read?
get what you're saying. Huh?
Do you know how to read?
Yes.
Okay. So what were you saying?
Like, I don't get what these people are saying to you. Like, you're a nice person and they're not nice.
Exactly. You're right. Yeah.
Most kids don't belong in public because they'd be naughty.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why
And
they
these
can't
people
understand
don't
that.
even understand. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can just leave them in the house with your dad. Like, what they're gonna do? Because I don't get them. Like, most kids in public be naughty and be silly, so you could just bring them in the house and be in a naughty corner.
Yeah.
They don't get it.
Yeah, they don't. I don't understand. They act like I'm just
a naughty corner. There's a naughty corner. There's timeout. You can stay there for 10 minutes and then you can bring them back to the shops and see. You need to discipline your kids, because if you don't discipline your kids when they're when they're older, they won't listen.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Look at this one. Yep. Exactly.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm not saying
you guys
yeah.
are saying. You guys are saying stuff in the chat, yeah, but you guys don't even know discipline. So you guys can't be chatting. You should go discipline yourselves and then speak.
Exactly. No one's saying to lock up the kids all day in the house, because that will be child neglect.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm saying.
And like, yeah, I know, not to lock them out of the house. But
That's just being tired of police.
exactly.
Yeah,
and
it
just
is.
Call the police. It's like child abuse, calling the police. Somebody can easily call the police on you.
You can't lock your child up though, but like you can leave them in a naughty corner for 10 minutes. You can't just lock them up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know why, but some children don't even understand. Like, I don't know. Just put them in the naughty corner like for 15 minutes if they're naughty, and then take them out for quick walk and then put them back inside.
You know that
Yeah. Well, look, this is an educated young ladies. Very educated. Yeah. That's exactly what you should be doing. Anyways, hello. You said you fixed your mic, but you're still muted.
Why aren't my people allowed outside? You want to keep us trapped inside the house?
Did you not hear what she was talking about?
I did.
Okay, so that is the reason. So that's the why is answered.
Why? Explain.
Okay, so I guess you want it a little bit more. If you don't understand this one, you're getting down, okay? So doing that, putting your kid,
calling me retarded?
yeah, essentially, because you're not understanding English. So again, if your kid, you've been disciplining them and it's not working, it's time for you to take an extra step and to put them in the house. Okay, because I guaranteed the kids that act really misbehaving in public, they don't act like that when they're in the house. I don't know why that's the case, but it's not. So the last step would just to be to keep them in the house until they learn how to behave. If they want to go back out and play with their friends or whatever, they can't hit, they can't steal, they can't disrespect anyone. I don't know why you guys can't comprehend that. Why should we let kids go out in public who disrespect, steal, and hit other kids? Why would we just continue to let that happen? Whether you discipline them or not, clearly it's not working. So it's time for you to take an extra step into doing what I'm talking about, okay?
Okay, I just want to add a point.
You're the moderator, Lauren. You can come back up. You're the moderator. Okay, anyways, what you say?
So, children, they do have a right to go out in public, just not to like cause trouble. And that's like, I know this
Yeah.
like, we like past the hour or something, and they should be allowed in public and at home at the same time. Because if they stay inside too much, they're gonna get overstimulated. And just thinking if they had autism or ADHD, they might get overstimulated.
First of all
Stop.
people who have TISM, they only get really overstimulated when they're in public, not when they're at home in their own peace. So that's a lie. How can I get overwhelmed in their own house? You would get overwhelmed when you're in public, even if you don't have TISM.
No, like just saying, if you went in your house for like a week or a few days, you might get overstimulated even if you're not autistic.
Yeah. No, it's not. You wouldn't get overstimulated. You would just feel like you need to go out. But that's not the point. The point is, I'm not saying all kids just don't. No, there's some good kids who deserve to be out in public, right? But the ones who are disobedient, which is majority, shouldn't be out and about in public. That's not right. And that's not fair to people who don't have any kids, and they have to teach your kids right from wrong because you don't know how to do it effectively. Oh, wait, never mind. You're not allowed up here. You're not allowed up here.
Hi.
Hi.
So, what we will talk about, yeah. So, like, basically, they can't be chatting saying that you're not allowed to let your kids outside for like a moment. But like, you could just like put them in timeout for 10 minutes and then you can bring them back outside. I don't know what's wrong. Like,
Yeah. Some kids don't understand, no, that's wrong until you actually show
I
them.
love you as a friend. I love you as a friend. You're actually so good being a babysitter.
Who?
You.
Oh. Okay, thank you. But I'm not no babysitter, but okay, thanks.
But be one. And that girl with the black t-shirt, what do you have to say about not letting people in public? What do you have to say? Come on, speak. You have a mic.
Oh.
Yeah.
So do you think disobedient kids should be out in public, just, walking around?
Well, I feel like
Exactly. Speak.
sometimes it depends on the parents and how they behave, but some kids like do
Excuse
not
me.
know how
Can
to
you
learn.
ask my sister to get water for me?
No.
Lauren,
but, like,
Lauren,
like
can
I
you
said-
mute your mic for a second when you're talking to your siblings?
Sorry about the background. But first of all, yeah, that girl with the black t-shirt, you can't be chatting. Because what if you don't even have manners and you go outside in public and be silly and you don't even do nothing about it? What are you gonna do, huh? People are gonna
Girl,
start
you sound
laughing
like a
at you,
child
embarrassing you.
yourself.
What'd you say?
You sound like a child yourself.
Children can speak about
You can't be
this.
chatting. I'm 14 years old. You can't be chatting. So shush. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Listen, but just
Please.
because she's young doesn't mean she just can't talk about this. She's allowed to talk about this because no matter how
Exactly.
old you are, you probably experienced a
Can you get
disobedient
her out? Can you
child.
get her out? Get her out. Get her out.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
first of all,
yeah.
just because kids, oh my days, yeah. What do you have to say that kids can't belong in public? What are you gonna say?
No, I wanted you to finish. You were talking. You didn't have to cut yourself.
No,
off.
it's okay. It's okay. Just speak.
No, because I have a very good feeling you're going to cut me off. So I want you to finish first, and then I will go ahead and get my
Lauren,
opinion,
just
or let the
try
house
to
tell me to talk.
mute your mic until he's done, and then you can speak. Okay?
I'm not gonna cut you off. I'm gonna mute my
Cut her
mic
off,
now.
so I'm just confused.
No,
Like,
she
I'm
only
going
cut
back
her. She only cut her off because she was
She?
being
Oh.
disrespectful to her.
Sorry.
Because no disrespect is gonna happen right now, right here.
But you can speak now because I'm not gonna speak.
All right. So
Yes,
go
speak.
ahead, host. Tell me what your topic is, and then I will respond.
Okay, so most kids, that's why it's in the description, okay? Most kids, not every single child, most kids act disobedient. They either hit, be violent, steal, break things, be disrespectful in public. Okay, I'm not saying like they haven't been disciplined, but the discipline hasn't been working. So this would be their last resort, is just keep them inside until they learn what they did was wrong. That's why you're not going to go back out there until you learn from your mistakes. And that's what I mean.
Understandable. Understandable. Now we gotta frame something. Well, what is a kid to you age range?
So in this instance, I'll say 3 to 17.
Okay, so a 17-year-old would have to still stay inside. Okay, understood. Great. And then what is them learning? Like, how would you be able to tell if that child has learned from their mistakes?
If they're not
What would
doing
you
it,
do?
if they're doing it over and over and over again, then I would see they're not learning and the discipline's not working. So you have to switch it up,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But our topic is, right, they don't belong out in public. Does that mean
Yeah.
they have their privileges taken away from leaving the house?
Yeah, because if
Okay.
that's the main
I understand.
problem.
No, I understand. You don't have to over-explain it. I understand.
Okay,
I just wanna
period.
make sure we're on the same page.
Yes.
So how would you be able to tell if a child has learned if they don't have the access to go back outside and show you?
If they're not doing the same things inside the house.
Yeah, and if they're not
But
doing something
The
bad.
things that they're doing outside are around other people. If they're inside the house
Yeah.
with you, they don't have the opportunity to do such and such again, right?
Can I speak
Well,
for a
not-
second? Because
okay.
when you're outside and you be silly outside and you do something outside, you're gonna get embarrassed. So what's the point? You could leave your kid inside for 10 minutes with somebody inside, and they can be in timeout. What's the point?
So was that supposed to answer my question? Because it didn't.
Hold on, let me answer it.
What
Hold on.
Please do.
So the only way that you would know is if they go back outside, and if that's the only way. If the
But then
issue is
what
stemming from
makes you
outside.
determine whether they're ready enough to go outside, because them doing it again,
If
doing it again is them doing it to other people, right? But
Exactly.
you're not allowing them to do it in front of other people. You would have to make the decision on your own then, like just
Wait,
make a
what?
wild guess that they're ready to go outside.
Wait,
No.
wait 1 second. What do you, that boy right there, what do you think why do you think kids don't belong, why do you think kids can belong in public? Why do you think? I'm just asking you a question.
Because they have a human right to be outside in public.
Wait, let me just say something real quickly. So again, the only way for you to know if their behavior is really, really corrected, if it's stemming from just going out in public, is them going back. So, but I'm not
It's
saying you
something
wouldn't
else.
see. Hold on, I wouldn't say that you would only just see the signs out in public. There's other signs that will probably get shown inside the house, like the disrespect or the hitting, right? So you will get an idea of like if that's changed. But if they get overly whatever more outside, the only way you can tell is when they go outside. And if it does it, you do it again, and then you do it
Exactly.
again.
Exactly.
That was my question. But it was more of just what would you like, okay, so you answered it. If they're not hitting you, and then what? Then they can go outside? Because if I'm just telling you, most children that I know that are
One thing.
Can I finish? Do you see how like you still continue to cut me off?
Okay, speak.
Let me
speak,
finish.
Dan.
And I will. On my own accord, little boy. With
I'm
your
not a boy, I'm a
children,
girl. Thank
most
you very much. I'm a
little
girl.
children
Thank you very much.
normally don't hit their own children or mothers or parents, but they decide to hit other people. without you knowing that or not, or knowing it. I don't know. But when I was in school, I know most people were afraid of their parents and wouldn't dare do anything crazy to them, but would do the most outlandish things to everybody around them. It never happens to the parents. It only happens to people around them because they can't do it to the person that they probably want to inflict the most pain on, right? That's where bullying comes in. Most bullies are bullies because of the people above them at home that make them do that because they can't take their anger out on the person that is inflicting that pain to them. Do you see what I'm saying?
Wait, yes, I know, but like, host, say something again. Say something.
Yeah, I know.
I have the laptop now.
Okay, so that's untrue because a lot of people who
Nope. That's subjective. It's not untrue. It's an opinion.
let me finish. Hold
but
on,
there's
let me
also
finish.
statistics on that. I just want you
Okay,
to know
great.
that.
So just let me finish.
Can you let her finish?
Yeah, please.
Stop cutting her.
So
Let her
again,
finish.
I'm going to explain
stop
my.
meat writing, boy.
Can you stop
Boy,
though?
I'm
Like
gonna get
honestly,
The hell?
No, you're not.
You know-
I'm sorry.
you're
Okay.
feeding you see her, as younger than
No,
you.
I
You
don't
know.
see-
I don't see anything but a character on my screen. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but
Okay.
That's a boy.
What? You're
okay. So if you got one more
Can
time to be
Can
disrespectful,
you server mute this person so you can stop letting them interrupt the conversation that means
she's
Okay.
only
The
trying,
only ones that are supposed to have? Thank you.
but she's
Continue.
only trying
Now we
to
can
help
have a
me.
respectful conversation. And you don't need her help.
No, but it's
So
might be
can I get
necessary.
help?
Sure, you can.
You speak something.
You see what I'm saying? Like, no, there's no, it's a one-on-one debate. That's what we're here doing.
Yeah, she was letting me. She was literally came up here to say, "Be
Okay.
quiet."
That's fine. So let Coney up. Let Coney up, and then we can do this
After I'm done with your
one-on-one
question.
with 2 people.
After I'm done answering that question,
Say what
okay?
you're gonna say.
Yes, I
Say
will.
what you're gonna say.
Yeah. So again, that's not true because most people who come up here, they always say, "Oh, it's the parents." It's number one, they're getting it from their parents. It's the parents' fault. So obviously, they will feel like do the same thing around their parent. Maybe not the exact thing, but their parents will get a gist of what they're doing because that's primarily where they would get it from. I've seen multiple times the kids hitting their mom, biting their mom, dad, whatever. I see that more often than hitting strangers. So I don't feel like that's true. And can you pull up a statistic?
I absolutely can. What you just said though, I just want you to understand
Host,
that those people,
can you
the
hit somebody
kids
else?
that are biting.
Yeah, I will.
Can you relax?
Yeah,
Coney.
somebody else.
Can you relax? Are you the host?
Okay.
Who
Yeah.
do you think you are?
Why are you
Who
getting so
are you?
agitated with her? You need to relax, honestly.
Can I talk, please? Can I talk?
Relax yourself. Relax yourself.
Just type the
Okay,
source in the
I'm
comments.
Yo, this jit, I swear to God.
You need to control
Can I
yourself.
talk real quick?
You
Wait.
need to relax.
Wait, can I talk real quick? No, wait, I'm so confused.
Why do you think kids belong in public? Why do you
Wait,
think kids
yeah.
belong in public? So, like, who do you think you are?
Wait, so I'm very confused of
If you fix
how.
it, you get my If you don't let me finish talking, I'm back.
Wait,
I'm not gonna lie, volume down.
Okay, bye.
Your statement means barely anything to me. Most of the kids that do the things that they do to their parents are the parents that aren't giving them the proper reprimands. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no punishment in it. They just do it and say no, and then that's it. Like as if no means anything to them.
That's the whole point of me resorting to this last option.
No,
That's the whole
because
point.
we're not talking about the parents that actually discipline them, and then they don't do
I
the
guarantee
things that
there's some
happen.
disciplines that they've done.
I'm
Obviously.
one of the children who got disciplined one good time. I'm telling you, one good time. I never did no
Yeah,
crazy stuff ever
yeah,
again.
but again, you can't
must have
base
never
what you
gotten
got
a beating from
to
a black
every.
man in your life before. I'll tell you what, that changed everything.
You're gonna
in
get
me.
cut. You're gonna get
I
cut.
became a whole different person. So what are you saying? Like I'm not understanding. I'm just
No,
thinking
but
you
you're
came
still
from
very
this
like.
world of an environment where things like that don't happen.
Clearly, you're getting very triggered, and clearly the discipline didn't work because you're screaming, and you're taking it out on a little girl. Like I don't ever argue back and forth with kids, but I guess that's what you feel like. That's what you do. So you need to get disciplined more. You need to learn if you're a boy and becoming a man because you're not a man, you can't argue with a little girl. You can't, like, I would never do that. I don't even do that. You need help. So let's move on. Let's hope it's not like a screaming match and talking about beating, you got beat up. Like, that's not even a form of discipline. That's like abuse. Anyways.
Why do we have the dumbest person in this entire server up here? Host, get down now. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you telling me what to do on my server?
I may not have the same parents as him, but I do know well.
Okay, so you need to calm down, because if you don't, then I'm going to drop you.
What is mouse? Shh.
Like, what's wrong with these people?
What's wrong with you, little girl?
You're not gonna come up here, be very irate, and tell me what to do with my server. Do you actually think you're gonna stay up here? Like, if the roles were reversed and it was your server and someone's screaming at you and telling you what you should be doing, you think you're gonna have a conversation? No. So control yourself, okay? Hello.
Hey, boo. But before you cut me off, because that's what you're doing with everybody.
All right, you're done.
I like how the two men.
No disrespect, okay? Hello. So, do you know how to read? Do you know how to read? Oh, okay. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, do you know how to read?
You know how to read? Yeah, I know how to read.
Good. So, do you disagree or agree with the topic?
I mean, I kind of disagree because, like, how else are they supposed to learn how to behave in public without, like, taking them out in public?
Okay, so you want me to give you an example of what that sounds like to me?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
How do you know that? How do you? So this is what it sounds like. What you just said to me. How do you know that murder is wrong if you never done it? That's what it sounds like to me.
How does that compare?
Because you just told me, how would you know if they are act accordingly if they're not out in public? And you don't have to be in public it's not a certain way you act differently versus inside. Like, I act the same way how I would act in public. So if they're doing the same behaviors inside like they did in public, then they wouldn't be in public. But if they're acting different and they don't act the same way, then they can probably go back
I
out.
see where you're coming from. Like, also, there's, like, chances and things that they have to learn in a public sitting. Like, for example, how you act in a grocery store. You don't go around throwing things off the shelves. You have to be respectful of space.
Yeah, but that wouldn't just apply just being in a grocery store. That would just apply in your house as well.
No,
Like, you don't just throw things.
It's a bigger space, a lot more things, a lot more, like, temptations and stuff.
Okay. But I wouldn't. It is public and your house is different, but not acting wise.
I'm saying there's like situations where like they have to learn proper behavior at home and how to act in public.
I know. Yeah, but you wouldn't just put your kid out in public and then teach them everything. You would teach them all that prior to being in public, and then put them in public. I've never been in a situation I didn't already know something about. And I don't think anyone else has gone through that. You don't just teach your kids manners as soon as they get in public. It's just something you do prior.
No, like you have to reinforce it in public. You teach it starting at home, and then you just like have to like keep reinforcing it in public, and like so they know, hey, we act the same way at home as we do in public.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
And someone's saying you're monoliths.
Okay. So all I'm saying is if your kid is being disobedient and you can't control it, right? And you're not trying the best efforts to control your child, then just let that behavior just stay inside. No one else should be subjected to hitting, biting, screaming, stealing, none of that stuff that your kid would probably do at home in public. That's not fair to anyone besides you, because you
No, I'm
signed
not
up to have a
saying
kid.
let them be violent in public and correct it then and there. I'm saying like you have to correct it everywhere, but there's also chances they have to like learn proper ways to behave in public as well. You can't just like lock them up in a house all the time.
It wouldn't be all the time if would be the last option. This shouldn't be like an every time thing, because then that has to change. If that's not going to work, then that's how that it's got to change. This will be the last resort.
Right.
Hello?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, so usually this would work because it would show the child that I did something so badly that I'm not even going to the places that I like anymore. So it would I guess would switch up the behavior, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it corrects behavior and everything. I agree with that part. But also,
Yeah.
you said, how is murder bad if you never committed it? How does that play into this?
No, it was the same situation. Was like, oh, how do you know they're going to behave if they don't go back up in public? That's what it was just comparing it to. How do you know that you're not going to do it again unless you do it? You don't need to do something to know that you're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah. So I don't need to commit murder to know I'm not going to do it. So you don't have to...
You shouldn't commit murder at all. I mean, but that's kind of a different situation.
It is a different situation, but it falls into... Yeah, but it falls into, oh, you have to go through something to order to not do it anymore, which you don't.
You're saying you have to murder someone in order not to do it anymore?
I just told you it. Are you not tracking?
Are you not tracking? Because you sound fucking stupid.
Oh, you're getting emotional.
Aw, so are you.
I'm not
cussing.
You're
saying murder, in order to not murder, you have to murder to know.
Your small little girl mind is continue to talk about the murder part. We're not debating about is murder good and wrong. I was just giving a scenario. A very bad scenario. You don't have to commit murder to know you're not going to do it. The kid doesn't have to step out in public to know that it's not going to do it anymore. What you're implying is when you have a kid to teach them what not to do in public, they have to be in public. No, you don't. Sick.
Hello. Hello. Wait.
So I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
So, how do you think that they're gonna like? I know this might have already been said, but how are they gonna learn to like how to act in public if you don't take them out in public though?
So the behaviors don't just come from just being in public. There will also be signs of it in your own house.
Okay, but
so to know they won't do it anymore if they're still doing the same things that they would do inside the house, which is act disobedient. That's how you would know for sure to get them back out in public.
I think that you're trying to like find any excuse to like try to prove your point, but me personally, like you keep cutting everybody off, but they actually have like good perspective about this. But you're saying
I cut them off because they're disrespecting me.
Why are you cutting me off?
Because you are skipping over the fact of them literally cussing and screaming at me. I don't care if you agree with them. If they want to come up here and talk and don't want to get cut off, then you're not going to scream at me and cuss at me. Obviously. Are you going to continue a conversation with someone who's screaming in your face and cussing at you? You will not. Little girl with two heads. Hello?
All right. Hello. So, you think kids don't belong in public?
Most.
Why is that?
Because most kids are disobedient, such as being violent, screaming uncontrollably, stealing, and breaking things. So no one else would be subjected to a child they didn't put on this planet, besides you.
Okay, so you think that the behavior they put up at home is gonna happen in the store or somewhere.
Yeah, if they're creating a fuss, stealing and breaking things, it's just not only out in
But
public that would just be down like that.
the thing is, why would they act like that in front of a bunch of people? I think that's like common sense because why
Let me
would
answer.
you act differently in different places because you gonna act like you're
No,
comfortable
you
at
don't.
home, but if you don't act, you're not comfortable at home.
When you're a child, no kid cares about people. That's something that you care about when they're older. That's the whole point of where they're
But
walling out.
most kids are shy.
Okay, let me
Like
just answer that question.
below the age of like 9 or 8, they're shy, so they wouldn't act like that in front
Let
of
me
people.
hold on. The kids, they don't care about, and they don't even have anxiety. Kids don't have anxiety. They don't care about how they perceive. They just care about what they want. That's all they care about. So they don't care about if a million people's watching them. They only care about themselves in that moment. I've never met a kid who's like 5 under the age of 9 who has terrible anxiety about other people and care about other people. I've never met a child like that.
So because you never met someone like that, that means they don't exist.
That means it's a high chance they don't exist because I do encounter a lot of children.
Okay, okay, are you saying all kids or some kids?
Look at the description.
Okay, so when you say this, you say there's a low chance of a kid with anxiety that exists, right?
Yes.
Why do you think that? Because there are plenty of kids out there that have anxiety. And I know some of them.
Great. But again, kids, they only care about themselves. They don't apply it to other people like you would when you grow up. So that's when people say, oh, I was more carefree as a child because you're not focusing about nobody besides yourself. That's exactly why they're disobedient.
Okay. Alright, let me ask you this. What if you don't want to leave the kid home alone?
I'm not talking about leaving them home alone. That would be me enforcing child neglect.
That's just an example. That's just an example of why you should take them out. Because what if, like, oh, they do something one day home alone? Because kids when they're home alone, they be doing stuff. So like, what if that's
well,
the case?
if your child can't go, you shouldn't go either.
What if it's a necessity? What if you need to? You need food. You need water.
Okay, well, I guess you would have to bring that child, but like going to like places that is not a necessity, then no, you don't. I would try not to bring my child who screams, who breaks things and be violent in public. I would try not to bring my child around that. Those, I would not.
Why not try and teach them to be like,
Who said that wasn't? Who said that wasn't what I was implying this whole time?
I never said that.
You're talking about home alone, and no one said leave them home alone.
Yeah, that's just an example I'm giving. I was never trying to change the topic. I was just saying that what if you need to go somewhere and you don't want to leave the kid home alone? Then you have to take them.
Yeah, you would if there's no father figure in the life and no one else can take care of the child, but nobody wants to besides you because it's so disobedient.
Okay, why not discipline or teach your kid not to do those type of things?
Bye. You're not tracking. You're not even tracking. You're just hearing yourself speak. So I guess this is not a form of discipline. Hello.
Hi. So, would you mind telling me why you think what you think?
So, most kids don't belong in public because most kids are disobedient. They either are violent, they scream uncontrollably, break things, and be disrespectful, right? And no one else should be subjected to your child acting like that because they didn't put the child on this planet. Right? So if the other disciplines, because I guarantee there's mothers telling their kids to stop and not just allowing that, well, they do allow it because they don't try any other method besides telling them to stop, but there has been discipline involved. But if none of the discipline has been working, then this is what you need to resort to.
Well, why not just tell your kid, hey, you can't behave like that, you know? It's
That's
I
what I
mean that
just
I mean
told you.
it
Did you not hear what I just said?
no because honestly
You
I think of
didn't?
it the thing is BS.
You didn't hear what I just told you?
I did, but I really don't care about what you have to say. You're saying nonsense.
Then why
This
did
whole
you ask
topic is
me?
non. You know what? You're a stupid ass bitch.
Do you live in? Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, he's pretty crazy. All right. Hello. Do you have a voice? Uh, how young are you?
Huh?
How young are you?
Like only 7.
Are you a bad child?
No.
Have you seen other bad children before?
Yeah.
How do you know that they're bad?
Cause like they be doing bad stuff and like screaming and ruining things.
They ruin things? Is that what you said?
They just be doing things and like not have behavior.
What things that they be doing that's bad? Do you know?
Hmm.
Do you want me to give you an example?
Yeah.
So have you ever saw a child hit somebody in public?
Yeah.
Is that a bad or a good thing?
Bad.
Have you seen a child be disrespectful in public?
Not really.
Okay. Have you seen a child stole in public before?
Well, I be watching videos.
Oh, so you see videos of this.
Yeah.
So how are you disciplined as a child? How are you disciplined?
Well, I don't really know.
So what happens when you do something bad? What does your mom do?
Yell at me.
Do you go in timeout?
No.
Do you think that you're a bad child?
No.
Okay, thank you for coming up, little girl. Have a nice weekend, okay?
Okay.
So this is a perfect example on a child who's 7 years old can understand right and wrong. And luckily she's not a bad child that she has to be in timeout. And what's worked is her mom just yelling at her, which is no comment. So if a 7-year-old can comprehend what's bad and good and know that what that child's doing is bad and has never been bad enough so she can be in timeout, why can't none of you guys that is twice her age realize that either? I'm very confused. A child can comprehend what's bad, but people who are much older than her can't. I don't understand what's going on with that. That's actually pretty sick.
Hi.
Hey, how young are you?
4.
You're 4 years old?
Yeah, I'm 4 right now because I've been putting on nurse's count right now because I like playing with on my phone and my tablet because mommy drove it away right now. Because when I was a kid, and my dad was in work right now because I just played Roblox before and I was like going to sleep and I was like, dang it, and like I was like,
So,
what do you mean, bro?
Hyper, is that your name?
No, Jonah right now because I played Roblox before. My
Hyper,
tablet.
listen, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. Do you wanna answer these questions?
Yes.
So, do you know what bad means?
In trouble because I was my sister, like, picking on me because and Gigi was nice to me because Gigi was nice to me, and I called him right now.
Have you ever saw a child hit somebody before?
Yeah. And
Is that bad or good?
Yeah. And the baby Jay was like trying to scream at me and like, I was
Oh, okay.
like, shut the flip up, you know, and
Yeah. Okay. She got cut. So a child that 4-year-old can say, that 4-year-old can say more sentences than everyone combined up here, and it knows right from wrong, but y'all still don't understand right and wrong. I'm very confused. A 4-year-old and a 7-year-old can know right from wrong and what bad is, but y'all can't comprehend that. Yeah, you've been waiting for 12 minutes because you've been disrespectful. And I don't think you're going to change your behavior, so maybe it's time for you to just be locked up indoors in your house. Yes, you was. You were saying, "Oh, I don't know why you kicked them down. It's because they were cussing at me and yelling." So if you can't even understand that, why would I let you back up? I guarantee a child would understand that that's not good, but a 14-year-old little girl can't. That's ridiculous. So, do you have something to say to my face?
I'm going. Well, I'm not in front of your face. We're on a screen. But I'm
Whatever.
gonna be very calm so that you don't get the initiative to kick me
Well,
out.
thank you. Yes, you initiated. What?
The
Okay.
4 and 7-year-old, I think you should have let down. I got.
Don't
very
tell me what to
uncomfortable
do.
with you. I understand. It's not my right. I'm just voicing an opinion very quickly. I don't think it's okay that you're talking to these people. That's all I'm gonna say. I think you should think about
For
that.
what? Do you think?
But after.
Wait, hold on. Can I just ask you a
I don't know how.
question? Let me just ask you this
See,
question.
wait, no.
So, no.
No.
Wait, what? So again, I work with children, okay? So if I can't even talk to a child in Roblox, I might as well not be doing that as my job, right?
I just don't think you should be talking to the children the way that you do. Like it's
What?
really hard to understand you. So like most children are
It's
just normally going to agree with everything that you say
no,
because
they
don't really
weren't.
understand or
They
comprehend
do
what
understand.
you're saying. I don't think
Why
they
would a
do.
child has no problem not even answering or saying I don't know. There's been many kids who just don't answer things they don't know about. They clearly, that 4-year-old was
Forgive me.
explaining. Let
I'm
me
sorry.
finish for a second.
Your
The
point's
4-year-old.
across. No, I understand.
All right, bye.
For sure.
No,
It makes
bye.
sense.
Bye. No. Let me finish.
Are you giving
The
up?
4-year-old was literally saying more sentences than the 7-year-old of instances where it was bad of hitting. She was literally about to explain the whole story. So if she can explain the whole story of what's bad, and you're telling me that she couldn't comprehend that doesn't make any sense.
All right. So, like I said, you're right. Regardless, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you thinking kids don't belong in public. Most kids don't belong in public. Remember that. Most kids don't belong in public. It doesn't make any sense on why somebody would think that, knowing that there are many ways to prevent the actions that are going to happen. We have free will. God gave it to us, right? So with the free will that we have, we're going to do things that we shouldn't be doing. It's called the devil. We get attracted to some sins, right? So we do bad things. You're not perfect either, Shorty. You were doing them too. So let's not just think that nobody shouldn't be out there, but we have to experience things.
You're
It's called
disrespecting
trial
me
and
again.
error.
Do you want to leave?
I'm not disrespecting you.
Don't call
It's
me
trial
short.
and- I didn't short.
Because that's profiling somebody. I don't even you just
Anyways,
said
just
no.
forgive
I
me.
just want
I
to.
apologize.
Yes, please.
But can you please listen?
I
So,
am. You're talking about
trial and
God, free
error,
will. Yeah.
There are things that we have to go through to learn from our mistakes.
Absolutely.
So there are going to be bad things that are going to happen, and if you prevent the child from doing the bad things, they're going to just do them when they're older anyways, and probably at a worse scale. So it doesn't make any sense on why you would keep a child from being in front of other people so that they can learn from bad experiences or even learn from the good things in the world that people have to offer to children who are being bad, like good advice on how to not do the bad thing again. Right?
Yeah.
Does that not make sense? That's what you did growing up. You did it. And
Here
look
you
at
go with the
now.
yelling, bro. Here we go with the yelling.
I'm not yelling. I'm
You
sorry,
are,
I'm
though.
black. Like, I'm loud.
What?
Forgive
Are
me.
you serious?
I'm loud.
This is exactly
Am
what
I
you're
serious? What?
disrespecting.
Who am I disrespecting?
Be okay, people. You just said, "Oh, I'm be okay."
My
so that
own
means
people? I'm disrespecting my own people? What are you saying
you
right
got
now?
5 seconds.
No, put me down. I don't
If
wanna
your
talk to you. You already got
Jesus,
cooked.
if your Jesus can be on the cross and being tortured and didn't express half of the anger that you have, and he was the one being tortured, but you can't even let me. I didn't even say nothing yet, and you're just screaming. You can't even comprehend what disrespecting is. You think every be okay people is loud? I'm be okay, and I'm very calm right now. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, you got issues. You really got issues, like, actually. Okay, but like I was saying, there are instances where kids learn in public. I'm not denying that. But should it be done? Should be the right way kids should be taught is by other people, strangers? No. They should only be taught right from wrong from their parents in a good way. That's not a good way to be taught by strangers you don't know in public. It can be done. It has been done before. But that's not the right way. And again, it's funny that you think it's okay for strangers to teach children that they're not related to. That's not there. They don't even get paid. You think it's perfectly okay for strangers to teach strangers' kids right and wrong. That's not okay. I don't know why you think that's okay. Maybe you were raised in the streets and your mom didn't care about you, and I guess you feel like that's okay. And your dad was beating on you and you think that's okay. Like, what's wrong with you? You got some anger. You really got anger, bro. You need to get that corrected. Anyways, hello. Oh, look at this. Just in time, too, because I got to get ready for a job. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, these people are actually the sickest on the planet. Oh, my God. He thinks it's okay to just, you know. And I'm not talking about, like, there's certain lessons that your parents can't teach you, but the overall lesson of manners, that should come from your parents. That shouldn't come from strangers. That should only be stemming from your parents. No stranger should feel obligated to teach something or expected to you take care of your child. That's up to you. You're the parent. Bro.